In this first look video from InfluenceWP, we are going to be checking out Ollie AI. This is going to be the latest, we'll call it extension for the OllieWP ecosystem, which is already was amazing. It just keeps getting more and more amazing. It's definitely my theme of choice today for building WordPress websites. Before we get into this, just a quick bit of housekeeping. First look videos cover products that we have no prior experience with. I do have experience with Ollie, but this is a brand new extension, as I said, so no experience with this particular extension. These videos contain no affiliate links. They're not sponsored. They're not paid for. Just helping spread the word in this case. And also, it kind of serves double duty because I just so happened right before the announcement was made today, just so happened I just fired up a brand new Ollie website, and it is for a new, it's an add-on for a project I've had going for a long time, many years. I'm going to be adding a subdomain to one of my agencies. That's going to be for the community, a new community, and for a new product that I'm releasing for that community. So I thought I wanted to spin up a subdomain because the main domain is not using Ollie. I want to use Ollie for this. So I'm going to fire up that subdomain, which I've already done. I got Ollie installed, which I've already done. Then I'm going to get the community set up, but we need to first get Ollie rocking at a base level, which you'll see what I mean by base level here in a minute. But I thought, double duty here, we would see what this AI is all about, because I want to just try to create a page. It's so, again, double duty. So just bear with me. You'll understand what I mean by this. This is going to be a real world test. First time seeing this. We'll just see what happens. Okay. So I checked out Mike's video on the OllieWP YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you check it out. I got up to the point, I think it is the 2 minute and 25-second mark, where he shows that there's an Ollie AI extension that we turn on. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the OllieWP website. So OllieWP.com. If you want to check out this theme and check out Ollie Pro, which is I believe it's what we need to get access to Ollie AI. So we will do that, but definitely go check it out. OllieWP.com. Okay. So I have a brand new WordPress install with nothing but Ollie running. And for plugins, it's everything that comes with Ollie. The Performance Lab is just an extra plugin from Ollie that you can turn on or turn off and then configure. I have it currently off at the moment, but yeah. So in short, it's just all Ollie stuff at this point. All right. So I've got my this is on a subdomain. Like I said, I need to set this up. I'm going to build a community on it, but I first need to set up just a very basic welcome page to get people, to introduce people to what's coming, and then get them to sign up, get into the newsletter so they know when this thing launches. So I'm going to see if Ollie AI can do this for me. Okay. And even if it can't, not a big deal. We'll just learn together how this might work. All right. Okay. So going to the front end of the site, this is just a completely blank page, and I've got a default footer that Ollie threw in there for me as part of the site setup. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go under Ollie Pro, which is a plugin. So you've got the OllieWP theme, which is free from the WordPress repo. And then you've got the Ollie Pro, which is a plugin that unlocks the pro features. So I'm going to go into settings here for Ollie Pro. And I need to get signed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am signed in to my Ollie account. And like I said, on the video that I saw, I just got up to the point where I wanted to see where the Ollie AI was enabled. That was the 225 mark in his latest video from the OllieWP YouTube channel. So I know that we need to go under extensions here. And here we go. Ollie AI. Connect your site to your favorite AI tool to design, build, and manage your site. All right, let's go ahead and toggle this on. And I do see an arrow right here. So I'm assuming we can click on that and it does something. There we go. Okay. And I use Cursor for my AI when I'm doing development. So that's what we're going to try to connect here. In watching his video, he specifically mentions Cursor. So we should be able to get this going, hopefully. Let's go ahead and do a bit of reading here. Again, first time for me seeing any of this stuff. Ollie AI lets your favorite AI tools build entire pages from patterns, update design elements like colors, typography, and spacing, manage pages, templates, and easily replace content in established designs. This works through various technology, or this works through MCP, which gives you your AI tools like Claude. Yeah, here we go. Cursor and VS Code, a direct connection to your WordPress site so they can take actions on your behalf. Awesome. So that's what we need to do is configure our MCP server. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. Just think of it as something that sits between your WordPress website and the AI. Okay. All right. So configure your MCP, install the MCP Adapter plugin, and generate an application password to connect your site to your AI tool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click install for the MCP Adapter plugin. Okay. That is that. We need to go set our application password. So I'm just going to click this create button. Done. That is really awesome. Like I fully expected it to redirect me to my user account and ask me to do something else, but that's really cool. The config snippets have been updated with your credentials. Connect your AI tool as part of step 2. Let's go ahead and click connect. It says it can connect again with Claude, Cursor, VS Code, or Windsurf. Connect. All right, I am using Cursor like I've been saying, so I'm going to switch over to the Cursor tab. Now that your site is ready, we need to configure some settings in your AI tools so that it can connect to your site. Follow the instructions below to get started. All righty, so I've got Cursor pulled up here. Let's see here. Open Cursor, settings. And let's do tools and MCPs. You can see that right here. So tools and MCPs. And then it says, add the snippet below inside the MCP server's object. Save and restart Cursor. All right, so I'm going to copy this. And it says, add the snippet below inside the MCP server's object. Okay. MCP server's object. I guess it's this one. Open Cursor settings, tools, and MCPs. Oh, new MCP server. That's my fault. There we go. Add custom MCP. Add the snippet below inside the MCP server's object. Okay. Like I'm not a developer. Like I'm learning how to be a developer. With, a lot of people say, code with AI, you vibe code, whatever. You're not a developer, and I 1000% agree with that. But I am learning to be thanks to AI. I'm not just creating random code and putting it out to the world. I'm having people look at it. I'm running it through checks like PCP for WordPress, which is the plugin check plugin. I'm running it through WordPress rules through Cursor. I'm actually looking at the code. So I'm teaching myself. And I say all that to say, here's a little bit of feedback. It says, add the snippet below inside the MCP server's object. I'm not really sure what that means. I think it means placing it inside these brackets. So a little bit of feedback here would be maybe a little bit more guidance. Maybe they do down here. Do they? No. I'm not really sure. I think that's how much of non-developer I am. Again, I'm learning. It's like I want to understand all of this stuff. I think that's what that means. Maybe hopefully there's a way to validate it. Okay, what's it say here? Save and restart Cursor. Okay, so that is saved. Let's go ahead and restart. I think you can reload. Yeah, we'll go ahead and close this down and just open it back up. Okay, so that is there. We've done that. And I'm actually going to pause for a second because we have, this is just a Murphy's Law. As soon as I do a video, some noise happens. And we've got the lawn people get with their leaf blowers out. So I'll be right back. All right, so the leaf blowers have mostly moved on. So we'll go ahead and continue. So again, I'm not sure if I've done that right. You know what? It does show right here. Let's see. Let me go back to cursor here. I'm assuming that's right. So if I do, okay, I'm assuming that's right. Let's just go ahead and move on. Hopefully it'll tell us if it's not. So let's go ahead and move on. So step 3, install the, I wish there was a way, going back to this, I wish there was a way here to validate. Click a button and say, yeah, it's successfully configured. All right, let's go to step 3, install the Ollie skill. The Ollie skill teaches your AI agent how to work with Ollie to build your site. Install it as a project skill in Claude or attach it as context in some and other AI agents. Okay. So that is downloaded there. Let's see here. So I've got, let me copy this file name here. So this is what I would do. Let's see. Let's go back over to our chat window in Cursor. Let's get out of this screen. Let's do a new chat. So I'm going to go into, do I want to go in agent mode or plan mode? Let's talk to the AI for a second. I have a file in my downloads folder. Let me switch back here to my site. I'm just going to copy this text right here. Okay, I'm going to go back to Ollie or back to Cursor and say, I have an Ollie design system file on my in my downloads folder. Paste in what I copied from Ollie. This file is an Ollie skill that teaches Cursor how to work with Ollie to build our site. I'm just putting in words like having a conversation. Can you help me install it as a project? I'm just going to say as a skill. Or attach it as context for Cursor. Okay, so I just adopted what I copied in there for what I would say to Cursor normally. And let's just see what it does. I'm going to give it actually the path too. Let's see here. You know what? Let's see if it asks for the path to my downloads folder. See if it knows. I could have just attached it, I believe. Okay. I can help with both. And the next step depends on whether you want this to be a persistent, available in all chats, or one-time context just for a specific chat. I'll quickly confirm your preference. And then, okay. How do you want to use this? Install as a reusable skill. Yes, that's what I want to do. Do both. Why would you do both? Attach as context for one. I'm just going to go for reusable. Yeah, here we go. Where's the file located right now? Yeah, perfect. So it sees my downloads folder. Yeah, perfect. Continue. All right. Let's see here. What perfect. Installing it is a skill or install. Okay, so it's giving me the instructions. It's not that it can actually do it. I'm so used to Cursor just doing stuff. Oh, cool. So it actually gives you the path. Okay, can't do that. In File Explorer, go to. So I'm just doing this on in my other browser. So just bear with me here. Should say browser, my other screen. Where is the cursor folder? There we go. And then cursor and then skills. I don't have a skills folder. I have a skills dash cursor. That's interesting. Is skills dash cursor the same as the skills folder? I haven't done this before either, so learning as we go. A little bonus material. Okay. The skills folder doesn't exist. I'm assuming it's going to say you need to create it, but I feel like it should have said either create it or add to. You know what I mean with the instructions? Let's just see what it says. There we go. So that's normal. You can create it yourself. Okay, all good. So I am in the .cursor folder, and I'm going to create a new folder called skills. I'm going to create a subfolder in that directory called Ollie Design System. Okay, that's done. And then copy your file from downloads into that folder. Okay, so I've done that. Rename it to skill.md. Okay. So I'm renaming Ollie-design-system-md to skill.md. So because it's in that Ollie design system folder, we can rename that file to skill.md. Final path. Can I click on that? Okay. Skills. Yep. All right. So I have that in place. We are good to go there. Restart cursor. Okay, I'm going to go and start a chat again. I'm going to say, go back to plan mode. Do you have what you need to work with the Ollie Skill MD? Yes, I can access and use the Ollie Skill MD, and I've confirmed it's available on your system. I'm ready to use it for Ollie theme design system work, patterns, global styles, and so on and so forth. Awesome. But I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to switch from plan mode and cursor, switch over to agent. And let's go ahead and minimize this. So we've gone through all the steps. Just as a recap, we've installed the MCP Adapter plugin, and that would be in, let's go back to our WordPress admin. Here is that MCP Adapter plugin. We've set our application password for our user account. We've connected our AI tool. This is the only one I'm not 100% sure that I've done it right. I guess we're going to find out. But again, some feedback there. I don't even know if this is possible. If there was some sort of a verification that it's set up properly, at a minimum, when someone says add the snippets below inside the MCP server's object, like what exactly does that mean? I feel like an idiot just having to say that, but it has to be said. Step 3, install the skill, which we've done. Okay, so I think we're good. All right, let's go over to our content, our page. Okay, now what do we do? I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Normally I just kind of wing it. I'm gonna pause for a second and look at some documentation. Be right back. Okay, I'm just going to keep showing you what I figure out as we go along. So I went back to Mike's video on the YouTube channel for Ollie, and it looks like he's actually using cursor as well. So he's got the browser open in cursor. So you can go right here with these 3 dots and open browser. And then we can actually log into the site. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm logged into the site here. So over on the left is the site. Over here on the right is our cursor chat window. I'm going to go to this page, our launch page here. And when I watch Mike's video, he says, let's connect to the Ollie MCP server, to the Ollie MCP and create something. Can you confirm? I guess it'll tell me. So at the start of the video, I think I mentioned, hopefully I mentioned, what I'm looking to do is just to create a simple, like a pre-launch page that says, something new is coming soon, and to sign up for a newsletter list. Okay. So that's what we're going to go for. So I'm not going to say, let's connect to the Ollie MCP. I just want to see what it does or says. I'm just going to say, create a pre-launch landing page with a newsletter sign up form. Okay, let's see what happens. I'll set this up by checking available Ollie MCP tools first, then create a draft pre-launch page from a full page pattern and tailor it with newsletter sign up copy and a CTA. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just run. I'm reading the prompts. Typically it's okay just to run, but I like to read them just to see what they're saying. As a non-developer, a lot of times it's over my head and you just kind of have to trust it. Always have backups and things like that. Or if you're building a plugin, for example, then, make sure you've got proper commits and all that stuff so you can back out, all that good stuff. I talk like I know what the hell I'm talking about as a developer. Like I said, I'm just learning myself. And I'm actually pretty new to cursor I'm new to all of this stuff too. So I'm sure there's probably faster ways to do this. Some of this stuff, like I haven't even looked at what allow list does. I haven't figured any of that stuff. Maybe there's like a way to speed through this a little bit, like say, okay, let's like the next, any commands that relate to what we're doing here, just run them. I'm assuming that's a possibility. Okay, created a draft pre-launch landing page with a newsletter sign-up section. Page status is in draft, source pattern. Okay, so it shows there that it went out and it grabbed the Ollie newsletter page, number 04. WordPress edit link open. So I'm assuming if I click this link, it'll bring us right back to the page we're already on. This pattern includes a newsletter signup UI section, email field, and join button, and supporting sections like social proof testimonials. If you want, I can do the next step and wire the sign up to a real email provider form plugin. That is super cool. Or a short code based form so submissions are functional. So I showed you at the beginning of this video, I just have Ollie stuff installed. I don't have anything else. So if I would have had something like Fluent Forms or Mail, any of those things, Gravity Forms, Fluent CRM, whatever, that is really, really cool. I'm just going to refresh this page and see what we get. Where is... Oh, so does it not actually add it to this page? Okay, so it creates a whole new page. Okay, so I didn't even have to actually go into that page. Okay. That is absolutely wild. Okay. Now, it's wild, but it's not super wild because it went out and it grabbed a pre-built. It saves a lot of time, lots of time, because it went out and it grabbed one, it dropped it on the page. That's huge. I'm not downplaying that at all. That is super cool. So the real thing is, for me, is this last piece. If you want, I can do the next step and wire the sign up to a real email provider form plugin. Just for fun, let's just see what happens. Can you wire this? Or I know it can. Please, based on what this is saying, please wire this for Fluent CRM. I'll wire the existing sign up area to Fluent CRM by replacing the current placeholder form. Okay. Now with Cursor, I've built a form that connects to Fluent CRM, which I was going to release in the repo at some point. It's more on that later. I don't want to get into the weeds on that, but I fully expect this to be a slam dunk for what we're doing here. And I'm not even sure. I'm torn here. You see that how it flipped right here? It's now looking for a Fluent form. I'm not even sure with what I'm really going to do on this landing page. I may just do a button that redirects back to my main website where, Fluent CRM is already signed, like just redirect them to my newsletter page and not not go through the process of installing another plugin on here and configuring it. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, but it's fun just to see how this works here in Ollie. Okay, so wired the landing page sign up area to a real shortcode block so it can feed Fluent CRM via Fluent Forms. Replace the placeholder sample form UI with the Fluent Form ID. Okay, editor link. If your actual form ID is different, share it. Oh, that is so cool. I'll swap it immediately, or I can wire whatever exact Fluent CRM shortcode you use instead. So back here in plugins, obviously we don't have Fluent Forms, we don't have Fluent CRM going, but it wired it up for us. And you can see that right here. Here's the Fluent CRM shortcode. So when you build that form or whatever you use for the forms, in Fluent Forms in this case, once you have that shortcode, you just drop it in there, and it's gonna have the design of the form, the functionality of the form. So that is really super cool. I assume here I can just do an undo if I want to get back. Yeah, it's got that block recovery thing there. That's why backups are important. You can also do a little bit of more bonus material here. If you happen to want to get interested in using cursor, you can just do like an undo if you don't have a backup. So we'll let that run just to show some more bonus material. And then what I want to look at doing before I get you guys out of here, I want to look at actually what we just did there is the most complex thing I want to do, but I want to just change the color of something for fun. I need to figure out where the refresh button is in this, because I'm using cursor as the browser. I'm not even sure where the refresh button is. Oh, here it is. That's my fault. Okay. Undone. The page is back to the original placeholder sign up block email. Yeah, is it though? Yeah, it looks like it didn't actually undo that. Anyway, that's not an Ollie thing. That's just a AI thing. So not a big deal. But let's just see if let's just change the color of something here. Let's change the background color of the entire page to very light blue. I'll make this page wide, not site wide, updating the landing page's top level section backgrounds to the closest very light blue token in your active palette. That is cool. So when I set up Ollie for this site, I put in we'll call it brand color, and Ollie automatically can generate your palette based on that color. And it happened to have a very light blue color in there. So it acts like it's going to pull from that. Done. I changed the landing page. So all top level sections are now using your palette's very light blue token, primary accent, yada, yada. This gives the page a consistent, very light background feel while staying with Ollie's design tokens, no hard-coded colors. So that's very important. If you want it even lighter or bluer, I can switch to a different token to fine-tune the palette globally. All right, let's go ahead and refresh. I'm just going to publish this page. Let's look at this on the front end. Yeah, that didn't actually work, seemingly. Could be caching, I guess. Let me just clear all the caches in here. I should disable the caching while I'm developing this, which I'm going to do actually right now before I forget. All right, so all the caches are cleared. Let's refresh again. All right, so that didn't do the trick. Let's go ahead and keep trying here. I'm trying some other things on my other screen to clear the cache. So I feel like we should see the blue like right here. All right, so I'm going to go back to cursor and say, I'm not seeing the light blue background. All right. It thinks it figured out why that might be. So let's just run through this again. All right, just still here, just running through the prompts. I'll go ahead and pause just to make it easier on you guys. Be back in a second. All right, so it came back and it says, I found the issue, legacy background classes, yada, yada, yada. You were right. There was a conflict from old pattern classes, so the light blue didn't reliably show. Please hard refresh the page editor view to check again. All right, here we go. Still not seeing it. If it still looks off, I'll do a stricter cleanup pass to remove the legacy background classes entirely. Still not seeing it. So I'll pause the video and we'll be back. Okay, so that's not working for some reason. It's probably something I'm doing. I'm not really sure. It's talking about like the color is too close to something, so it couldn't set it. I don't know. Let's try something else. I want to end on a high note. Change the color of the footer background to red. This is how we will know it's working. Okay, it came back and it says your active Ollie palette currently has no red color token. So there are two safe ways to get a red footer. Use a token-based reddish gradient heat on the footer. It keeps strict design token rules, or set a custom solid red on your footer, exact red look, but not token-based. So I want token-based, so I'm going to go use heat. All right, coming back, it says it applied it, and it should have a heat gradient token color. All right, let's just go ahead into the footer and refresh. There we go. So that worked. So it's that background issue. I don't know. That's probably just something wonky, but clearly this is working great. Um, let's just try one more thing. Again, ending on a high note, and I'll get you guys out of here. I am just super excited about this. Let's try this. I don't know how this is going to go. You see where it says join the creator crowd? Let's just say rename all instances of creator crowd to InfluenceWP. Okay, coming back, it says it did it. So let's find out. So this creator crowd, can't speak, should be replaced with InfluenceWP. There we go. And do I do a search for create? Let's see. This is the first time I've used the browser actually within Cursor, so it doesn't work exactly how I would expect. But there we go. We see that it's working. I think there was another mention down here. Here we go. That is super wild. Okay, while we were waiting for that, there's another thing I want to do. I'm glad I found this before we got out of here. There's a link here, WordPress edit link. I'm going to click that. Do you want Cursor to open the external website? Yes. Okay, that takes you out of your, okay. I was watching Mike's video while I was waiting for this to complete. Oh, here we go. This is what I was seeing here. So you can, when you're actually working within the block editor, do things. And with that text selected, I'm going to see if I can figure out where he was doing. So he has a Shows like an AI, maybe it's somewhere in the, let's close this out here. Let's go to our preferences in WordPress. Maybe it's in there. I'm looking for like an AI. I don't know where it would be. I'm looking for the like an AI for the toolbar here. Oh, he says that's upcoming. That's my bad, my fault. So that is coming. There will be something in the toolbar here, like an AI option where you can just click on a block and do things. Okay. Okay, I think we were good here. We left on a high note. We got the color of that footer done easily. We changed some text throughout the entire page globally. This is super, super cool. I'm really excited. What I'm going to do after I get out off this video recording, I'm going to clear this page and I'm going to do this for real and prompt it like with exactly what I'm looking for. I just wanted to do something quick and dirty, but this is super, super exciting. Again, thanks OllieWP team for continuing building this awesome product and ecosystem. I'm excited to build with WordPress again. And it's been a long time since I've said that. So thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.